Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, coming with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, to be edifying to the Lord's elect. And before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. All right, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, to you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen, and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right, I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. So we're going to get into this video from Dabu 7, you know what I'm saying? And that crash, all right, this economic crash is inevitable. And it's coming quickly, you know what I'm saying? Very, very quickly, you know what I'm saying? And these elites, if you will, are preparing themselves to snatch it all, you know what I'm saying? To take everything away. If you recall, a while back, I did a quick lesson going into the fact that that they're going to be calling in bail-ins. All right, they're going to be demanding bail-ins. You know what I'm saying? And a bail-in is different from a bailout. Okay, those who can remember what went down over in 2008. You know what I'm saying? When everything was crashing. You know what I'm saying? When things were, I forget what the term was, but it was a housing crisis, and you know, pretty much it was just all out mayhem and chaos. You know what I'm saying? So, in a last ditch effort, you know what I'm saying, the government had decided to do a bailout. Okay, so they bailed out the banks who were doing all this reckless spending or this reckless gambling. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they do. They always gamble in these you know, in these institutions of finance. All right, and they gamble with your money. You know what I'm saying? So when it all was falling down, you know, going down the drain, and people was losing everything, they decided to bail out the banks, because there was this one prominent saying that kept going on in the media at that time. All right, they kept saying that these banks are quote unquote too big to fail. You know what I'm saying? That's what they kept saying over and over and over and over. It was like hypnotic the way that they kept mentioning it. You know what I'm saying? That these banks are too big to fail, so we have to bail them out, because if we don't bail them out, then the whole system will fall apart. Yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was around the time when you had this movement called Occupy Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Where the people were actually making a wise decision to try and go against the rulers of the financial establishment. You know, and that's when the whole concept of audit the Fed became popular. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what happened during 2008, and that was a bailout. Okay, where the government spent all this money to bail out these banks. Well, what we're about to see now is what's known as a bail-in, okay? And a bail-in is when the government doesn't bail out these banks. You do, all right? The government doesn't bail out these institutions. It's coming out of your pocket directly. It's coming out of your assets, your accounts that's in their holdings. Okay? So we're gonna let Dabu speak, but I want to grab this real quick. In the book of Psalms, and Salaki, I'm still under the weather, so bear with me. But it reads in Psalms chapter 94, verse 3. It says, "Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph? How long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves?" You know what I'm saying? And literally right now they're boasting themselves, man. When you see all these files that's being shown to the public, you know what I'm saying? Everything's being exposed. All right. Literally, these devils are boasting themselves. Okay? These devils are bragging about what they're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not confessing, they're just bragging. You see what I'm saying? And the world is looking at the West like, yo, why aren't you guys doing anything? Why aren't you guys revolting? You see what I'm saying? Why aren't you guys going against these creeps? You see? You was talking all that stuff. You was talking all that stuff, saying that you was gonna ride against the people that's behind all this. Well, lo and behold, your Messiah is in those files, and you're not willing to ride. You know what I'm saying? I was literally just talking to my brother earlier today, and we was going over passing a Cracker Barrel, and we was like, yo, these jokers made a whole business suffer by the billions of dollars within just a few weeks over a sign. You see what I'm saying? Over a sign. They'll boycott Target and make Target renege on the things that they was doing regarding their choice of attire that was aimed towards children. All right, they was willing to ride for that, but they're not willing to ride for actual children that are being harmed, and when it's being proven that they are being harmed. You see what I'm saying? So that's beside the point. Any case, this is Psalms chapter 94, verse 4. How long shall they utter and speak hard words or hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves? They break in pieces thy people, O Lord, and afflict thine heritage. They slay the widow and the stranger, and murder the fatherless, and murder the fatherless. Yet they say, the Lord shall not see, neither shall the God of Jacob regard it. Okay? Understand, ye brutish among the people, and ye fools, when will ye be wise? You see? So, without further ado, man.
Hey guys, what's up? Dabu7. It's been a minute, checking back in, and want to talk about these warnings being put out about a financial crash, and it's pretty serious because this all goes right back into what I call the Great Taking. This is where there's going to be a plan, no doubt there's one in motion, to take everyone's 401ks, to steal most of your money. It'd be kind of crazy to think that the criminals out there in cartels would not have some kind of plan to be able to take large chunks of people's money. And it's not too far-fetched when you look back and you look at the Great Depression. We know that J.P. Morgan Chase and the goons got together on Jekyll Island. They plotted a bank run, putting out false information, and they put the whole thing in motion. It was orchestrated. And they stole the farm from most families out there, which should be where you're at right now. But you don't have that because they stole it a long time ago. So now they're back for more. Their offspring.
Yeah, and a good point to make is that when the great crash of 1929, all right, when that happened, um, people still had farms. People still had farmlands, you know what I'm saying? People still had crops and people still knew how to survive somewhat, you know what I'm saying? They still knew how to survive because they weren't dependent on technology like we are now. Today, you're dependent on everything that has to do with the internet, that has to do with electricity, so on and so forth. All right. So if this crash, which is going to be worse, far worse than what happened in 1929, when it happens, the people are going to be left with nothing. It truly will be a blackout. It will be a crash of epic proportions because nobody will know how to function without these conveniences. You know what I'm saying? And there's no farms because you got Billy Boy Gates who done bought up all the farmland. Okay, and the rest of those that was struggling, those farmers. Okay, they're left with nothing because all the subsidies and all the money and whatnot was going to Argentina. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Here looking to take everyone's 401ks and retirement money in one big event. And how this works is they have manipulated the Uniform Commercial Code. What they've done under like Section 8 is they've made it to where these banking cartels can go in and with your money, what they're giving you when you buy a stock is they're giving you like an IOU. It says that you have some kind of commercial rights to that stock, but you don't actually own the stock or get the stock. This is what's huge. Most people do not understand this, and it's all about your broker, your dealer, what they're doing with your money that's invested. Because if they pledge your money at any point, in any way, to somewhere to get financial assets, all of your assets can be wiped out in this. So there's fine print, as there always is in this situation. And what this says is just that in a financial crash, even though they're not supposed to do this, they're allowing the companies, the banks, to be able to off your possessions to cover their losses. This is crazy. What this will do is it sets the trap for them to crash the market, and everyone's going to be left holding the bag. They're going to take all the money. Money don't just disappear. Stocks don't just crash for nothing. That happens when the rich and powerful take profit. And you'd be crazy to think that they don't have a plan, which we already know of. I'm telling you right now, and it's been exposed. This next big crash is a taking. It's going to be a crash and a loss for a bunch of people, but somewhere, some people have applauded this. It's going to be a massive uprise for them, financial uprise.
Yeah, and this whole great taking. All right, this is going to be the final one because you saw a lot of this happening back in 2020 when the world was locked down. You saw a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? Mom and pop stores was gone instantly, like overnight. You see what I'm saying? While you know what I'm saying, while these billionaires was becoming trillionaires, you know what I'm saying? Um and the ultra rich was just getting money hand over fist, man. You see what I'm saying? Hand over fist, and it was just crazy. And that was, like I said, that took out so many businesses. But this time, This time it's going to take out everyone's livelihood. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's. When this crash really happens, when the big boy finally sinks, okay, it's going to affect everybody. Everybody. No one's job is going to be unaffected. Everyone is going to be affected by this. You know what I'm saying? Companies that contractors work for, companies that you know, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. AI is now taking white collar jobs. You see, and according to these technocrats, they're saying that they're going to be taking almost all, not all of them. They're going to be taking all of the blue collar jobs, man. So I'll be out of job too. You see what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time, man. So, you know, don't hold on to this life, man. Don't hold on to this place. There is no saving this place. There is no fixing it. Okay? There's no fixing it. I was listening to I think I was listening to Elder Apostle Tahar earlier this afternoon, and he was saying hey man, America's not being made great again. You know what I'm saying? This orange man lied to your face. You know what I'm saying? And we told you that he would. We told you that he was lying to you. And we told you that when these Edomites finally figure that out, they're going to lose it. Because, like I said, they're not riding for them kids. They're not riding for them children as they claim that they would. They not care. How you can't on the one hand say that you care about children, and on the other hand you watch as these ICE people, you know what I'm saying, are snatching up children and raiding kindergartens and schools. You can't say that you care about kids. You see what I'm saying? Y'all are all hypocrites, but you know what's going to cause you to rise? It's gonna be that straw. You know what I'm saying? That straw that snaps the camel's back in two. Is when your finances is fucked up. You see what I'm saying? When your finances is over. And you can't go and get your money because your money was taken. You call your bank trying to empty out your account to keep your pension or to keep your 401k or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to cash it all out, and it's gone. It's gone. Accounts are zeroed out. You see what I'm saying? This is Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 7. It says, "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." You see? The rich are ruling over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender, man. You know, hey, Jake, this ain't your fight, bro. This ain't your fight. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, man, it's not your fight. Sit back and watch them lose it. You sit back and you watch these devils lose it because it's their time to lose everything. You see what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, because all this talk about, we're all in this together, we need to come together and fight against the system. Well, nah, don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for that. Because if they were not in the predicament that they're in, but you were, and everything was just as it was back in the 70s and 80s, you see what I'm saying? Knowing that there's injustices, knowing that there's not a fair shakiness, you think these crackers would ride? No, these niggas would not do nothing for your benefit. All right? Scriptures say that he is not for our turn. You see? He is not for our plight, man. Okay? Though he pretend to help thee, to help thee, he will undermine thee. You see? So don't believe these jokers going out there saying that it's not about black or white or brown and nothing like that. We can all come together. Nah, man, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that, because I guarantee you, if you was to somehow magically fix this whole system and go in there and overthrow the tyrannical government, let's just put a hypothetical out there. You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically speaking, they go out there, and you all fight the good fight to take it to the rulers, and then you actually win. What happens to you, Jakes? Do they bring out legislation to make you equal with them? No, they don't. No, they don't. You see what I'm saying? Y'all weren't all in this together during Hurricane Katrina. You see? And you're not all in this together now, because look at how they're treating these Israelites from the northern tribes. Look at how they're treating them. You see? And this is even towards those that are actually here legally, not illegally, but they've done the right things and they've been here. You know what I'm saying? According to their standards, according to their law or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care. You see? So let this thing crash. It's time for them to feel it. It's time for them to lose it all. You see what I'm saying? Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7 tells you this. It's time for these curses to come snatch their asses up. Let's get that real quick. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7. It says, "And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, that which persecuted thee." Man, while you got niggas like Deacon Hakar getting up there looking like a church pastor, trying to save these heathen, okay? Meanwhile, we moving forward with prophecy, man. The Lord is moving forward with prophecy. These devils are losing it all, man. He can try and save these devils all he wants to. You see what I'm saying? But like I say all the time, Esau breaks his tools when he's done using them. And all you are, Deacon Hakar and Genesis, you know what I'm saying? You Genesis Israelites, man. All right? Deacon Hakar, Brother Hassad, you know what I'm saying? And all the rest of these coons out here that's trying to defend them, you know what I'm saying, and not defend the gospel. Guess what? You're nothing more than a tool. And very soon, he's about to be finished with you. So let's go to Zephaniah. All right. You know what I'm saying, man? Niggas always want to be included in something. Oh boy. Let's see. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. It reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills." You see? And there's going to be a great crash, man. A great crash. What we finna see is going to make the crash of it's going to make the crash of 1929 look like child's play. Look like child's play. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be seeing cannibalism, all right, shoot through the roof, man. Why? Because all these people have been conditioned to love, you know what I'm saying, human meat. Let's just keep it a buck, man. What do you think they feeding you in all these fast food restaurants, man? You see what I'm saying? Especially McDonald's. But yeah, man. That great crashing is going to be hit. It's going to hit hard. You know what I'm saying? And the people are not prepared in the spirit, all right, in the mind. Okay? And they're thinking that if they just deal with crypto, then that's going to be the safety net. No, it's not. No, it's not. Pay attention. All these currencies, all these digital currencies have been meant to get you accustomed to operating in digital currencies. That's all it was used for. That's all it was ever about. You see? And so here you are, and you're thinking that that's going to be the safe haven, but they're going to cut it all off, right? Let's let him finish up, and I got a couple more precepts, and we'll get up out of here.
It's a taking. It's like stealing. It's an operation that they have in motion. It's the next one. It could set this country back into a depression. So the way things are going right now, I just wanted to let it be known, when you start to see signs out there creeping out and they're talking about this, like something's about to happen, and plus you see gold and silver doing what they've been doing, yeah, I would catch any pullbacks on gold and silver, man, copper, any metals, I'd stack them. I'd keep stacking and keep stacking. Join me for the live stream, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, where
Yeah. And as lovely as having silver and gold is, that's not going to save you, man. It's not going to save you. You know what I'm saying? There is no amount of prepping that's going to be able to prepare you for what's coming. You know what I'm saying? The only way you're going to make it out of this is through the Spirit of the Lord, man. If the Lord is not dealing with you, it's over for your ass. You know what I'm saying? And those who do actually survive all this, you still got those nukes to contend with, man, because they're coming. They finna drop. You see what I'm saying? So this is Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse let's hit verse 18. It's verse 17. Ezekiel 7 and verse 17. Let's hit verse 16. It reads, "But they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning, every one for his iniquity." You know what I'm saying? So that, as the scriptures say, there's going to be people who escape these cities, and they're going to be living in the mountains. They're going to be living in the woods and all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? But it also tells you in 2nd Esdras that those out there, okay, y'all gonna be cannibalizing each other. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time. Y'all gonna be eating each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's a gruesome thing to think about, man. But this is what the scriptures are telling you is coming. All right. And if you have not repented as an Israelite, if you have not repented, you know what I'm saying, and sought after the Lord, sought after the Heavenly Father and his beloved Son, you know what I'm saying, call on the true names, Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai. Okay. If you're not doing that, you know what I'm saying, you are unprotected out here. You are unprotected. Ezekiel 7 and verse 17. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, after the revelation of all these files, after all the things that people's whole worlds are being turned upside down because of all these all this revelation that they're seeing before their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because the ones that they trusted is all in it. All right, you got that bitch Pam Bundy. She said what? She said She said, if I prosecute everyone that's in those files, then the whole system falls apart. The whole system crumbles. As a matter of fact, let me show you something real quick. Check this out, man. Check this out. Check this dude out, man.
This is a very defining moment for America right now as we watch the nation, the government, the people really move in separate directions. But the normal American people, the working class, the middle class, the working poor, we're more isolated, but we're the only ones left, it feels like, who actually carry the torch of being a just nation. The American elites have convinced themselves that their personal immunity is national security. And as Pam Bondi said, if we went ahead and prosecuted everyone whose name was in the Epstein files, the entire system would collapse. If that's the case, then let it collapse.
Woo! Oh, take it back.
And as Pam Bondi said, if we went ahead and prosecuted everyone whose name was in the Epstein files, the entire system would collapse. If that's the case, then let it collapse.
Bam. That's it, man. That's it. That's all she wrote, man. You see what I'm saying? That's all she wrote because you know, this is the defining moment for you Edomites, man. As you go ride to reclaim your kingdom. You know what I'm saying? From the very tyrant that you was brainwashed into believing was your savior. You know what I'm saying? This is quite the conundrum that these devils find themselves in. And it's wonderful to watch. It's very amusing to watch this. I'm loving every minute of it. You know what I'm saying? As we all should. You know what I'm saying? Because it's wonderful seeing the downfall of your enemies, man. You know what I'm saying? After all these years, after all the unfair advantages that they gave themselves. You know what I'm saying? Of rewriting history and covering the faces of the judges, you know what I'm saying? Being who? Being, of course, the Heavenly Father, then his beloved Son. You know what I'm saying? Changing their images, changing the images of the angels. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, changing the image of the Lord's children, the Lord's people. You see? So it's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to watch. They hid artifacts. They hid all the different evidence that proved who we were. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly what they deserve, man. So yeah, let it all fall. Let it all fall down, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's only going to accelerate once this crash happens. Once this thing happens, man, then the whole illusion breaks away. The whole illusion breaks away because right now these people are literally in autopilot. All right, they're in autopilot right now. Okay? Why? Because in the back of their heads, I still gotta pay my bills. I still gotta pay my car note. Still gotta pay my car insurance. Still gotta pay my mortgage, my rent. I still gotta pay my electric bill, my gas bill, this and that. I still gotta pay for the kids. Still gotta keep the wife happy. You know what I'm saying? So they keep going on this endless cycle and this constant wheel of misfortune. You see? But once the economy finally stops and everything crashes, then what? All they're left to do now is face reality because what they've been doing since this whole time. They've been numbing the pain. You know what I'm saying? Through whatever means. Now they can't even enjoy the Super Bowl anymore. You see what I'm saying? Because they're forced to look at Jake, who they despise. And Jake is no longer exalting them, either it be from the northern kingdom or from the southern kingdom. You know what I'm saying? If they're saying go home, gringo, or they're taking a knee, like Colin Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? That these Edomites are forced to see what they don't want to see. So they can't even enjoy their pastimes. They can't even enjoy what gives them pleasure anymore. Because shameful spewing is on their glory. They can't even see the Olympics anymore. You see what I'm saying? Because now they're being booed on the world stage and they're forced to see and realize that the world despised them, that they are greatly despised, as is written in Obadiah, verse 3. All right. All right. Either is I believe it was verse 2, Salakia. But he has made thee small among the heathen, and thou art greatly despised, man. And there's no going back from that. There's no going back from that. There's no fixing your precious image. So it's over. You see what I'm saying? This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 16. It says, for the sword in their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see what I'm saying? So once this thing finally comes apart, then they'll have no choice but to make a move. You see? So I look forward to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be something it's definitely going to be something to behold. You know what I'm saying? So keep your heads up, man. Because our redemption draws nigh, man. Our redemption draws nigh. Their destruction draws nigh. Our redemption is drawing ever closer, man. All right, so keep the faith and keep your medicine strong, man. So this has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And shalom.